Gentlemen, how are we doing today? Good? Good to hear it. Hey, just flew in from Atlanta and boy are my arms tired. Hey-o! Hey, walked into Home Depot the other day. I saw this blind guy with a seeing eye dog. He walked in, stopped at the front of the store and started swinging the dog up above his head. I said, hey buddy, what are you doing? He said, I'm just looking around. Boom. I walked in, there's this old couple at McDonald's eating breakfast. Except the lady was eating and the man was just sitting there watching her. I said, hey buddy, what gives? Why is she the one eating? Guy says, it's her turn to use the teeth. Hey-o. Hey, I just saw a new study on the news last night. Apparently they found out that diarrhea is hereditary. Apparently it runs in your genes. Boom. There was a blonde lady. She was so sick and tired of people saying that blondes were not smart. So she was going to prove to everybody how smart she was. And she looks at her friend, she says, hey, I bet you can name any state and I'll tell you the capital. Her buddy playing along says, okay. He goes, how about Washington? She goes, W. Hey-o. Little boy. There was a little boy whose grandpa lived with him and his family. And one day, Grandpa was watching TV, and the boy goes up to Grandpa and says, hey, Grandpa, can you make it sound like a frog? And the Grandpa says, don't bother me, I'm watching my favorite show. And the boy says, please, Grandpa, can you make it sound like a frog? And the Grandpa says, don't bother me, I'm watching my favorite show, get away. And the boy says, please, Grandpa, make it sound like a frog. And Grandpa says, finally, why do you want me to make it sound like a frog? The little boy says, well, Mommy said as soon as you croak, we can go to Disneyland. Hey-o! Hey, you love Winnie the Pooh. You know why Tigger didn't have any friends? Because he played with Pooh. Hey, what do you call a boomerang that won't come back? Huh? Anyone? A stick. Yeah, that's right. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No-eyed deer. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. What do you call a bagel that flies? A plain bagel. There's two skunks lost in the woods. One skunk looks at the other. He says, my instincts tell me we need to go west. The other one looks back and says, well, my instincts too, but doesn't tell me which way to go. Hey-o!
Let me tell you another one. Well, what do you call a one-eyed fish? A fish.
Good. Don't interrupt my act.
I think you're done.
No.
Last one, I'll leave you with this. Man was in heaven. And he walks up there and he sees he sees Izzy. Izzy is handcuffed to a gorgeous girl. And he says, whoa, Izzy, what happened here? And he says, well, I was 5 minutes late. So they said I have to stay handcuffed to this girl for the next let me start over. I walk up to heaven. I see Izzy handcuffed to this really ugly girl. And I said, Izzy, what happened here? What's going on? And Izzy said, well, I was 5 minutes late, so they said I have to stay handcuffed to this girl for the next 5 years. Okay. Walk a little bit farther and I see Micah. Micah's handcuffed to like a really ugly girl, really ugly. And I say, hey, Micah, what happened here? Micah says, well, I was 10 minutes late, so they said I have to stay handcuffed to this girl for the next 10 years. I said, oh, man, that's too bad. So I walk a little farther, and I see Eli. Eli is handcuffed to this gorgeous girl, probably the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life. And I say, whoa, what happened? The girl says, I was 15 minutes late. Thanks for coming, folks. I'll be here all week. Be sure to try the veal.
No,
No, Mel, stop it.